The tea is exceptionally good today. Who made this? Very delicious. Hold on.
Hey, my cosmic cousins, it's your girl Nova Charm, and welcome to another episode of Astrology Tea with Nova Charm. On today's episode, we're going to get into the full moon in Taurus. Now, I have to be honest, compared to November, October was very settled and calm. We have some very heavy transits coming up in November, so y'all be seeing some videos dropping from me like back to back, trying to get this information out to you guys. So just so you don't miss anything, make sure that you hit that like, go ahead and subscribe to your girl, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of this cosmic tea that I want to sip with you. So let's get into it. Now, in my opinion, this full moon is extremely important, especially being in Taurus. Now, Taurus in astrology represents our finances, our self-worth, but it also represents our resources and materials. Food is one of the major things. Land and agriculture are also tied up in the Taurus. So, as we know and as we've been seeing a lot that's been going on with our food and instability in resources. Now, I will be having a video coming really soon about the Uranus retrograde in Taurus. Now, Uranus has already been in retrograde in Gemini, and I did do a video on that. So if you haven't got a chance, go ahead and check that out so you can kind of get the energy of that. But it will be sliding back into Taurus, and we're kind of in the shadow phase of that. So that's why you're seeing a lot of the things that are happening right now with the SNAP benefits, as well as a lot of individuals losing their jobs, a lot of the, instability. So that's why this full moon is incredibly important right now. It's giving us an opportunity to reevaluate what our security is. Now, of course, like I said before, I will have a video coming up talking more about that and giving you a breakdown of that energy and what we can expect within that time frame of that retrograde energy in Taurus. But as for right now, we're going to keep the focus on the full moon energy that is really asking us to re-examine what our stability and our resources look like. Now, as we've talked about several times on this channel, we know that the new moon is about setting intentions, and the full moon is more about revelation and release. This is a time when the sun and the moon are opposing one another, and it brings in an intense accumulation of energy. It is a time of illumination, revelation, and release. So whatever you've been working on, planting seeds for, or bringing into fruition since the new moon, this is its peak moment. Now, just a little bit more information about Taurus. Taurus is, of course, an earth sign. It's ruled by Venus. It's the planet of love, beauty, and abundance. Now, you have to think about stability, security, also a little bit of sensuality in there, but most importantly, the practicality of it all. Taurus energy encourages us to connect with our senses and appreciate the physical world and build a strong foundation for our lives. It's about what we value, what brings us comfort, and how we create security. I mean, this full moon is really begging us to reevaluate as a collective our security and resources. Like, as a collective, we are putting an emphasis on economic stability, food security, and how we manage our shared resources. Now, there could be revelations about our financial system, which I feel like we've already starting to see, some of the supply chains, which we're already seeing, and also a relationship with material possessions as a society. Meaning, a lot of people's Christmas ain't going to be Christmas in this year. And it's really messed up how it's all happening. However, it's something that the system actually needs to happen. In actuality, all of these holidays are literally just set up for us to put an emphasis on something that really is non-existent. I mean, literally, people literally will go broke every year trying to keep up a fantasy about a man bringing in gifts just to see a smile on their children's faces, when their children should be smiling every day anyway. Christmas is just another day. The 25th is just another day on the calendar. We put the emphasis on the importance of that. And now that we're having all of these issues with the resources that are available to everyone in the community, as well as a lot of people losing their jobs, like that kind of stuff doesn't really seem as important anymore. You know what I mean? Like it makes us rethink what our value system really is. Having shelter, that's important. Having food in the refrigerator, that is important. Having heat and clothes on your back, those are the things that are most important. Not whether or not you have like the newest gaming system or if you have the newest phone that just came out. A lot of these trinkets and stuff are set up to try and have us keep up with some imaginary standard that everybody has kind of imaginarily set in place. Nobody really cares if you have the newest phone. I mean, just be happy you have a phone that you can do what you want to do on it. I say all that to say this. This is the time where we reevaluate all of that stuff and we really put an emphasis on what is really important in our lives. So this full moon is right on time. It is literally grounding us back to earth and making us look at things in a more practical and rational type of perspective. Another thing that will be going on with the collective energy will be wanting to deepen your connection with the earth and wanting to ground yourself. You'll probably be a little bit more tempted to spend time outdoors and just simplify your life. You're probably going to have an increasingly strong pull to advocate for environmental causes. Now, I have to be honest, land is going to be a big thing coming up for this retrograde, and I will get more into that video. I don't want to, put too much sauce on it in this one. However, it is going to be something that is going to be a topic. Now, also during this time, there's going to be a lot of appreciation as a collective based on the beauty and abundance around us. Taurus deals with the beauty, the inherent beauty of life. Collectively, we might find ourselves drawn to communal celebrations of art, music, food, and shared sensory experiences. And I say it is definitely time to appreciate the abundance that surrounds us and to cultivate beauty that our shared spaces have. Like, we really going to have to really rely on each other as a community during these times. And yeah, we just really need to start seeing the beauty and appreciate everything with gratitude. Now, this is also going to be a time to release stubbornness and resistance to change. I know that there's a lot of people who are very resistant to what is up and coming, especially with the situations with people losing their jobs and, everybody's blaming AI. I don't really think it is AI that is making people lose their jobs. It is the company's greed that's making people lose their jobs. However, the AI can definitely work for just the average everyday person as well. So I feel like those that aren't resistant to what is happening will actually be able to coast a lot better just due to the fact that they're extremely open to the newness of what is coming. Those that are doing more planning and less complaining are going to be the ones that thrive during this time. Learning how to go with the flow is going to be major during this time. You're going to have to figure out what your new life is going to look like and not be resistant to it. Go forth with it. Be open. The energy is not going to let you down. Only you can do that by stifling yourself or just staying stuck on what was and not paying attention or creating a plan about what will be. In other words, focus on the things that you want and not the things that you don't, okay? We have to let go of the things that are no longer serving us during this time. Like, it is very crucial, okay? Even if it feels familiar and safe, the key word is safe because the Taurus energy is all about the safety and comfort. Like, even if it's uncomfortable, you got to do it, okay? You don't have a choice. As you can see, we don't have a choice. Now, for my spiritual girlies and guys, okay, I ain't trying to leave y'all out. This is going to be the best time for manifestation as far as grounding your intentions. I feel like collectively we all have this energy of wanting to be more stable, more equitable or more abundant in our near future. And this full moon can actually help us solidify those visions into tangible plans. Like, we can really put together a plan of action on how to do that. So the best way to work with this powerful energy as a collective is definitely, the first thing is connect with nature, honey. Get outdoors. Don't be afraid to walk barefoot outside. Go ahead and garden, or just simply observe the beauty around you. Another big thing that you might want to do is garden. Now, I know you're probably thinking like, oh no, this is not the season to be gardening. Well, you can definitely grow things in your home, and this is the best time to grow. There's probably going to be issues in the near future dealing with our food during this retrograde. I'm telling y'all now, if you have the opportunity to grow something, grow it, okay? There are a lot of things that can be planted or grown indoors. You just have to have like a big plastic bottle and dirt and everything like that. I'm sure there's somebody on YouTube got a video about it. Just look it up. This is the best time to do that because, like I said, that's going to be an issue. So, and it's going to help ground you as well. It's going to help ground you to the earth energy that is needed during this time. So, yeah, look into that. Another huge thing, actually, that you want to do during this time is practice gratitude. This is a time, especially now, when we're seeing so many people lose so much, that you should really be looking around and being very grateful and have the utmost gratitude for what you have going on in your life, whether it be the smallest things. My grandma used to always tell me to count my blessings. And that never rings more true than this energy that we are currently in. The energy that you put out to the world is also the energy that you receive back. So it turns into a big cycle. So if you start the cycle of scarcity, where you don't feel like you have enough, then that's going to continue. You're going to start like a whole little whirlwind of just endless cycle of feeling like you don't have enough and you're struggling. And that is not the vibration that we are trying to attract into our lives. So this is going to be very much a time for you to be counting your blessings, show gratitude to everything that you have, show gratitude to the things that you will have, and just know that everything is going to be fine. Everything is always going to work out exactly the way that it is supposed to. So just count your blessings, okay? Now, I will make sure that I put in the description how this full moon will be, affecting each of the rising signs. I'll just put that in the description. If I put it in the video, it's going to make it way too long. But of course, I have me some journal prompts and some affirmations for you. I love to give you those. So the first journal prompt that I have: what is the foundational truth I have realized about my finances over the last 6 months? Now, I want you to write down any aha moments regarding your income, any debt, or spending habits that need to be addressed, and address it now. Let me move on. My next journal prompt is: where am I stubbornly resisting a necessary change that would ultimately bring me greater stability? Now, this is whatever you're refusing to learn as far as a new skill, somebody you're not cutting ties with that's draining your resources, your energy, just anything like that. Like, what is it? Find it, pinpoint it, write it down, and figure out how you can change that, okay? Now, my last and final journal prompt is: since Taurus loves comfort, I want you to name one item, habit, or relationship in your life that you cling to for comfort, but it's actually restricting your growth. Like, what is the fear or instability that comes with letting go of whatever that is? Now, of course, I put together some affirmations. Y'all know how I feel about my affirmations. Now, this is affirmations for the collective, of course. My first affirmation is: we release the fear of lack and embrace the foundational truth that the earth provides stability for all. We're not about to play no broke games over here. Just know that. Collectively, we just touched and agreed. Stop playing. All right. My next affirmation is: my senses are my portal to peace. I receive the comfort and beauty of the physical world with open gratitude, because we are abundant. just overall, just everything about us is just abundant, okay? Now, my last and final affirmation is we let go of attachment to old material structures that no longer serve humanity's highest good. Stability is our inner choice. Ashe. As a collective, we just touched and agreed that that is our future, that is our destination, and that is what the universe wants for us. Now, with that being said, Cosmic Cousins, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video on up. Like I said, make sure that you go ahead and hit that like, subscribe to your girl, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of this cosmic tea that I want to sip with you. You know I got some videos coming up that you do not want to miss, all right? So, till next time, I'm out.